Well, good morning. Nathan here. I'm bringing you our quarterly update from Northeast Nigeria. I wanted to share, one, we're really excited. Even as I'm here in Nigeria, we're building partnerships and beginning our work in Ukraine. As you all know, the conflict continues there. And so we're excited about partnering with churches and organizations there to help bring some of what we've done here in Nigeria and Uganda over the last 18, 19 years to them and to the work that they're doing and the passion they have for their communities. So we're excited about that. And as we speak here in Nigeria, earlier this week we were up in Mubi where we launched a program last year. It's been exciting to see the tailoring apprenticeship program transition into the tailoring small business incubators that we've launched for beneficiaries there. They're also launching their agriculture program for the first time. And just to be with the students, the beneficiaries, and our staff there was just a great time to see. And these gardens, they will plant rice, and each girl has a plot of land, at least one plot, that they will be farming themselves. And so all of the harvest that they produce from these will be used for them to either sell on the market, to use for their families, and or maybe invest into their own business startups as well. The cool things that was just added was a new animal husbandry program. Our staff had the vision of really training our beneficiaries in how to raise and utilize animals for their farming. And so we have 6 or 7 new goats that are in that goat house that were built, so you can take a look at that. But that's a new program, a new model of vocational training. We have, over the last few months, we've added a couple of new board members to the ChildVoice board. One of those board members, Ruben, is here with us here in Nigeria. He lives farther south in the country of Nigeria, and it's been great to have him travel with us. And as you'll hear, he has an interesting perspective on what we're doing as he's learning on the ground for the first time, what we're doing here with ChildVoice in Nigeria and in Uganda and other parts of the world. He's got just a unique perspective, so listen into this.
Some of them were expressing some challenges they're having with cattle that wander into your land. And what he was doing now, trying to help them brainstorm and think about solutions on how to tackle some of these challenges. And I think that's very impressive, that they feel comfortable enough to walk up to him and have a chat with him. Hey, you have this problem. How do I?
And it's not unique just to David, all the staff.
And all the staff, yes. Yeah. And I love that. You know, they run to the staff, they're smiling, they're laughing all through yesterday. That's something that has warmed my heart. Just shows me that this staff have an intentional approach to these children, and they're able to cultivate a spirit of approachability.
Trust-based
relationship. Yeah, trust. They have a trust with this kid.
Over in Uganda, we've had some great new developments and new projects happening. One thing, just yesterday, beginning of June, we had our first graduation in quite some time in the refugee settlement of Mvepi, where we've worked for several years. And so we have 40 plus girls that have graduated from our program and transitioned into our aftercare, where they'll be supported and coached over the next 3 to 5 years. And from what I hear, we will begin getting pictures and videos, but from what I hear, it was a huge celebration. Over 800 people came in from around the community, families, as well as partners there. Over at the Lukomi Center in Gulu, where our flagship program is located, we have class 16 that's just in the last stage of their time. They've begun their work towards the exams that they have with national vocational training. That will be happening later this month, and then they're preparing for transition back into the communities where they come from. And so we're excited about that. I think the girls have done an amazing job in their growth and development over the last year and a half, and are eager, as well as maybe a little bit nervous about moving back into their communities, but they'll transition as well into our post-residential aftercare program. So We're excited about that. We also had some great projects happen at the Lukome Center that were long overdue. One of those is the upgrading of our solar infrastructure, and so that is being completed as we speak. First phase was completed about a month ago, but that adds so much to what we're trying to accomplish with training, with security, some of the programs that we need to run, equipment that we need to run there. So being here in Nigeria this week, there are a few things I really want to ask you to be praying for as you think about ChildVoice, not only here in Nigeria, but as it's replicated in Uganda, Ukraine now, and other places that we believe God has for us. Number one, here in Nigeria, inflation is at all-time highs. That is impacting every level of the economy, everyone from our staff all the way down to the beneficiaries that live in villages just like this. And so please be praying for the resources that we need to continue to do the work that we're doing here in Nigeria and other places. The other thing I would ask you to pray for as we consider what's happening here in Nigeria is that security is a very real issue all the time. Many of the beneficiaries that we work with in these two different parts of Nigeria are victims of the Boko Haram terrorists over the years. But on top of that, there is banditry, as they call it. There are abductions and ransom with gangs and thugs and things like that. So it's a very real thing that we need to be praying for. And lastly, if you can be praying for this new project we're looking to launch in a new area called Labondo. It is a refugee resettlement program that UNHCR and the government have implemented. But these 452 households have been given a place to live in this remote area, but they lack resources in every other way. And so our team here in Nigeria has a passion to get there, to begin building programs there, building relationships, and replicating what we've been doing here in Malkowi, as well as Mubi, and now Labondo as well. Thank you for your investment in who we are, what we're accomplishing. It is being here in Nigeria this week. I'm reminded again that lives are being transformed, that legacies are being changed, and that we will see more and more live out a new future